Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today is finally the day, we hope, that this engine is running again. You saw it start in the van. First start was super exciting. Today we're gonna get it in the Jeep chassis. We're gonna hot wire it and try and make this run. And when I mean hot wire, we're literally gonna take that whole van wire harness, we're gonna lay it all out. It's gonna look horrible. We're gonna give power to what needs to have power. I got a wiring diagram around here somewhere. And we're gonna see if we can make this thing touch off in the Jeep chassis. Super excited. We got the oil pan on last time and we got the wiring fixed that the mice were nice enough to chew up for us. Let's get it thrown in the chassis, start playing with that ugly wiring harness and try and make this thing run. Yeah, I don't think there's really much more than that I can do. I just can't get to it, but that's at least better. And maybe I'll do something different later on, but at least it's not as bad. We do have to put oil in this. We fixed all these wires last time. I want to get them in a wire loom. I think it's a little big, but I just want to protect them. And I like hanging or sitting underneath hanging engines. Makes me feel all warm and fuzzy. Don't let us forget to put oil in this thing. That'd be bad. Doesn't that look good? Oh, rating the toolbox. What? Get it in the engine? Is that what you just said? Yep, let's get it in the engine. Always got to cut your tails. And look, documentation. I'm putting a tool back. Wow. I know, right? All right, let's jam it in there. It's gonna run. Engine is in, sitting on the motor mounts, but we got to pull the engine forward so we can get the chain out. And we're gonna put the transmission on for stability's sake. So when this thing fires off, it don't try and run away. All right, so we've already had the engine in and pull it back out again. I forgot two things. One, we gotta have a flywheel on there. That's gonna make starting the engine a whole lot easier. And second, this EGR cooler port on the up pipe, I don't want to mess with unbolting these. They almost always break. What we're gonna do is we're gonna pull the downpipe off and we're just gonna cut and weld because these bellows right here break when there's nothing to support them. Pull the downpipe, cut that off, weld it shut, put everything back together, stuff it in the Jeep. How do we get that last little bit? Sawzall?
Back and forth. Try harder, Tim.
Done the correct way. That's not half bad. It's not half good, but it's not half bad. Only a little gap to fill. Do you think you can work with that?
Sure. If I can't, we'll know soon.
Can you make it pretty, AJ?
I'm gonna do my best.
I think it looks good, AJ.
Me too.
I think we just send her. Very happy with the way that turned out. We found this bracket here was all cracked. It's not that important, but we might as well fix it while we're here. And then we welded that EGR cooler closed. Perfect. For what we're doing, that's fantastic. We're gonna lift this back up, we're gonna put the flywheel on, and we're gonna stuff this back in for the 35th time, hopefully the last. It won't be, but hopefully. Before we put it in, let's put that flywheel on I keep talking about. Yeah, there you go.
Okay, there's our engine sitting in there with our transmission. It's looking pretty good. We got our cross member just kind of, we threw the bolt in there just to hold it. But transmission sitting there, engine sitting there. We got clearance from our axle and differential. And I think it's lunchtime.
Hey.
What do you think, Tim?
It's lunchtime, eh?
So we bought that one crawler from Harbor Freight, and shout out to Grandpa Dave for giving us another one because he said he's not using this one anymore, and he felt bad that we were crawling around on the ground on our backs. So Thank you so much for the crawler or the creeper. This one is way better than the ones that we had.
Transmission is on. The Jeep is carrying the whole weight, so it's stable. It's not going to go anywhere. Now what we have to do is we have to go through all the wiring, get everything laid out, and make sure everything's plugged in. And we're running this completely separate from the Jeep. We're not incorporating any wiring from the Jeep, just trying to make this run as a standalone with the van harness. The other thing we need to do is fuel, which this has a fuel pump because it was in the van. We're gonna try and dip that in a 5-gallon jug and get it running with the pump. Before we do anything else and forget, we're gonna put oil in this thing.
Okay, I just hooked up these 2 fuel lines up here. They go down, follow the firewall. Then we came down here and we come down to the lift pump right here. And then what we'll do is we'll run a line off of this right to our 5-gallon bucket, and we should be able to start this thing.
We've got this whole rat's nest of wires laid out. We got steering column, we've got gauge cluster, we've got what we believe ground's hooked up, we've got the fuse block. Like, this is how I want to try and start it this time. I think we have everything hooked up. What we're gonna do is we're gonna first see if I hit, this is the starter solenoid wire. So if I hit this to the battery, is it gonna crank? And then we're gonna turn the key on and see if we can get things to light up. If not, we'll just start cutting off the fuse block and jumping things. So let's see if we've at least got crankage going on here. A little bit of rubbage in the back, it's fine. Okay, that's something. So now let's turn our key on. Oh my gosh, look at that. That's exciting. Okay, we have a check engine light. So that means the ECM has got power. We're in reduced engine power. Our gas pedal is not hooked up. Wait to start, it's not even hooked up. Ooh, that's exciting. AJ, is our fuel pump running?
No, because it was pretty loud, right?
Okay, I'm gonna try and crank it.
Okay.
I think we're gonna have to plug in the throttle pedal, which unfortunately means unbolting it. We didn't have the gas pedal bolted up, so I grabbed it out of the seat, plugged it in. We're not in reduced engine power anymore. What we found out, our fuel pump fuse is blown, so we're gonna get that changed.
Nothing. Yep. You still have power to it? Oh, wait, I've got power. It's the pink one.
Do you have power to another one now? Nothing? So, fuel pump relay. Okay, so that pump should be running then. Well, that sucks.
Yep, there it is.
Okay, sweet. We found it.
Tim's got a knife.
Tim's got a knife. Everybody look out. We got fuel pumpage. Is it pumping?
Yep.
All right, let's try and crank it again. See where we're at. You ready?
Yep. How do we turn it off?
Huh?
How do we turn it off?
Turn the key off. Our poor battery is not happy. That pump's working harder now. That's a good sign. Oh, hey, let's turn the key on. There we go. So I don't think we need it, but let's go ahead and hook up the body control module again.
Yeah.
I don't think this is it, but we're gonna do it anyway. That sounded awfully knocky, didn't it?
I think it's the flywheel.
Whew! That's so exciting!
Yeah, it is.
Okay, try it again.
Yep.
We still don't have oil pressure yet. But it sounds good.
Yeah. Are we sure that sensor's hooked up?
That's so exciting, it runs. All right, so now we need to start eliminating things and figure out what we can do without. I mean, I know we can do without all of it, but I don't know if we still needed our body control module. Let's go ahead and start it again. That was a lot of fun. Why does it sound so bad? Now it's not wanting to run. I haven't done anything. Okay, well that's exciting and frustrating all at the same time. But all the fans are on, so we're gonna have to wait. But that's cool, we made it run with this stripped harness. So we're gonna have to work with the body control module, at least for the time being. That was exciting, it runs. Finally, we've heard the thing runs. We're still having a security issue. I don't know if it's the programming in the PCM. I don't know exactly what it is, but we are gonna start is stripping some of the things out of the harness. This is the rear fuse block, or kind of for all the accessories of the van. There's your airbag module. We can strip all this out. We can start working on getting some of this extra stuff out. We only need the wires going to the fuel pump. We don't need any of the transmission wiring. So we're gonna start stripping all that garbage out of here. In the meantime, I'll figure out what's up with this, why I gotta have my body control module in there. But man, it's great to hear the thing run, and to see it run sitting in the Jeep is just awesome. We're gonna continue stripping this out, and we'll catch you up here shortly. All right, we got all of this mess stripped out of the wiring harness. We are down to the BCM until we can figure out what we're doing with that. We've got the ALDL. This is our port, so I can plug in, connect to the engine. We've got 2 communication junctions that I can't take out quite yet. We'll do, but that is way stripped down. What we're gonna do is we're gonna see if it'll run. We're gonna see if any of the wires I cut out actually did something. And we're one step closer to having this stripped down. And once we get the ECM programmed, I don't know, maybe it's something I'm doing wrong, I don't know. But once we figure that out, we can eliminate all of this mess as well. So, one step closer, let's turn our key on and see if it's gonna start. All right, so it started and ran. That's a good sign. That means I didn't cut too many things. The lift pump is not running, so I clearly did something there. I can work with that. I'm not so worried. But the fact is, as far as the ECM goes, it started and ran. Super excited. We're going to keep stripping this harness down. Hey, we wanted to show you this upcoming project. We haven't even seen this yet. This is as far as we've gotten. This is a 50s skid steer. We have been asked to do an engine replacement in. It's what we've been told, blown up, thrown a rod. And we're going to pull the engine, figure out if it's fixable or we got to replace it or what we're going to do. Let's get this pulled off and see what we're working with. I'm sorry, 2,084 hours it says this thing has. If it's accurate, you never know. Make sure you guys keep an eye out for when we get this engine out. Hopefully it's next week, maybe a couple of weeks, but we're gonna pull this engine out, pull it all the way down, figure out if we have a thrown rod, how much damage there is, and if this engine is savable. This is a Wisconsin V 4-cylinder. Parts are still available for this. It's a V 4-cylinder. The engines as a whole are expensive. We're hoping we can fix this. So stay tuned as we get this engine out, tore down, and figure out how extensive the damage is. It runs. That's so exciting. It runs. We thinned the wiring harness out tremendously, probably by more than half. We also figured out how to bypass the security from the key because it's not working right in the ECM. Could be something I'm doing wrong. I have no idea. We will figure that out. But it runs. We got the harness thinned out. Next time, we thin it the rest of the way to where it's time to integrate into the Jeep wiring harness. So very, very exciting. We're excited to be back on the Jeep. If you haven't caught the previous videos on this Duramax Jeep build, you got to go check those out. And we've got some other cool builds in there and some cool builds coming up. So please stay tuned, like, subscribe, and we'll catch you next time.